Hey everyone, Brett here. Thanks for tuning in to Rift Walkers. Make sure to join our Discord if you want to connect with other fans and the cast of the show. There's a link in the episode description. Now, as Ifran and Val continue their odd journey through the dreamlike amber, what will happen next?
As the two of you are greeted now by this figure who has made their presence known sitting atop one of these rocky pillars that ring the large hot spring, they leap down, land quite deftly, and begin to unravel the cloth wrappings that are tightly woven around their face and head. Their features are mundane, average, nothing to denote one thing or another. Just from appearances, their race, their gender, it's all unclear. And as they step forward and then kneel by the edge of the spring, they dip their fingers in and then flick them off and give a little giggle as they then look between the two of you. And they say, "As I said, why don't the two of you come out and have a more civil conversation? It would behoove us to not be so indecent when addressing things such as the gods. Yes."
Moment of bewildered silence.
Very well. Then, I will meet you shortly. Fran will get out and towel off and get dressed.
Val will follow suit.
As you dry yourselves with the clothes you had on, which are soaking wet now that you washed them, Ifran realizes that you left your pack back in the cave.
Oh, nuts. My towel. That was a gift. Dang it.
Do we have the sword and hammer still?
Yes.
Okay.
If you didn't toss them, then they're just sitting at the edge of the pool.
No, I'm hanging on to those. Yeah, I'll put my wet clothes on.
All right. So, sopping wet, Val and Ifran go to talk to Mr. Mysterious.
Sopping wet as you approach them, they give you a strange look, comical almost, and they say, cocking their head, "Wouldn't it be better if you were, I don't know, a little drier?"
Perhaps, but I seem to have forgotten my towel.
Here. And they are carrying this huge pack. And as they whip it around and set it down, they just proffer you, the both of you, feet and feet of cloth that you seem to be very similar to the own wrappings that they're wearing, which aren't, tunic and pants, so to say, but just yards of cloth that have been wrapped around their body in a way to keep it all on.
Is this the customary costume of this place?
It is something that yes, adopted from my homeland. From this place? No, I would not say so. This place is, how to put it? Do you know where we are?
We are in the Amber, a shared dream of all those who have touched the mind of the Herald.
That is correct. You are a wise one. And might I inquire, if you do remember, for many of us do not, but where do you come from? Originally, of course.
My homeland is Imera.
I think I am kin. Yeah, is that correct, Ifran?
That is correct. You are Everett. You are from the capital city of Udelo, of House Sulisel.
As that sounds very fancy.
Does this bring anything back to Val?
I think it does. I think slowly it's beginning to dawn. I was a noble there, yeah?
Yes, indeed you are.
Interesting.
Well, out here you will find nothing but base folk.
I don't much care for nobles personally, so... Oh, I remembered something about myself.
That is common. You will find more of yourself as time goes by. Do you recall your names, friends?
I am Ifran.
Yeah, I am Val.
And may I inquire, what is your name?
My name is Majeb. This Imera you speak of. And this Udelo. I have never heard of these places. Tell me, pray, where are they?
They are within the Fell.
And what is that?
You do not know the Fell. It is a great basin, surrounded by mountains, divided amongst many species, most notably humans, such as myself, kin, such as Val, and a third species, which is not present here, known as the Sanguines.
These are all new things.
Are you not from the Fell?
As I said, I do not know what the Fell is, so no, I am not from the Fell. I came to this land across a great sea long ago, where I met a traveler. Told me many things, stories and such. And at the conclusion of our conversation, I was brought here. I cannot say where here is exactly, but I have been here for a long time. This Fell, it is beyond these mountains then. And they point upward.
Perhaps. It is hard to know where here is. I too was brought here against my will. You do not happen to have one of these, Ifran says, holding up the piece of amber that he came here with.
No, but I have seen one before, believe me. Yes, there was someone who came with such a trinket. What was their name? There's no bother now. Or perhaps it is. Why do you seek these things?
If we acquire 3 of these, I believe that we can leave the amber and return home to the Fell. Tell me, are you familiar at least with the world of Egadon?
I know my world. That is a name I have not heard it called before. No.
Well, perhaps if you assist us in finding these pieces of amber which we seek, we can introduce you to the Fell, and perhaps even help you find your way home.
It is not a place I would want to return anytime soon. You see, I left there, thinking I could find safe haven somewhere else. It was across the ocean that I came. Yes, I sought enlightenment. I sought knowledge from the gods and the other things of the world. It is where I met this figure, this, what was it called? Herald. This herald of things unknown and unspoken. And it was them that placed me here, in this amber, you call it?
Yes.
I think we also sought the Herald.
Yes. I can tell you all this much. I met the Herald, and the Herald showed me many things. But the Herald is now dead.
Is that so?
Yes.
That is a pity. They were amiable.
Indeed, it was. But the past is in the past, and we cannot but move forward. So, tell me, Majeb, what is it that you wish to know, aside from who we are and where we come from?
What do you mean? I do not seek for any knowledge, no. I know all I must. That is the point of this place, no?
I do not know. I am not as experienced with this place as one such as yourself, or even as Val.
I think my experience is lacking.
I came upon you two by mere chance, if you believe in such things. I intuited from your conversation that you spoke of higher powers, things like the gods, or at least the gods that I'm familiar with. Perhaps different ones are those you worship. But, as I said, these conversations are not to be taken lightly. So, this large spring that you're next to runs off into the distance, down further than you can see, steam rising from its roiling river. And Majeb, pointing to the end, says, "There is a small settlement there, where a few of us who have been trapped for many years have settled. We can welcome you to this community if you so desire. And perhaps there you may learn some answers. And there are others. I do not know if they come from the same lands as you, or if they worship the same gods, but perhaps they would be able to answer your questions. Would you come with me then?"
Very well. I will. But, Val, you may make your own choice.
I think Val has kind of been zoning out for most of this conversation and then wipes away a few stray tears that he suddenly realizes are there and says, "No, yeah, we should go."
Very well, Majeb. Lead on.
With pleasure. We should not tarry long. These things are best to address sooner rather than later. And Majeb carries onward, packing along, tracing their path along this winding, steamy river. The two of you in tow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As the day carries on and night comes no closer, you notice the sky doesn't move. The clouds are static. The sun is as bright as it was when you exited the cavern. And though the river moves and the steam evaporates, nothing else in the horizon seems to change. As you press on through these tundrad fields, bits of snow sometimes crunching under your feet, you come across a small village. Tents and such constructed from bone and hide and long pieces of grass and thatch that have been sewn together with fur or hair or some kind of wool or twine. The village is rudimentary in its construction, to say the least, and there are only 4 other individuals that mull about, who all perk up at your arrival. They look identical to Majeb. As you move into the center of this village, he calls everyone to attention, and he says, Friends, welcome. We have new visitors. This one is Ifran from Imera, a far-off land. And this is Val from Udaelo, another far-off land, in a place called the Fell. And everyone oohs and ahs. And one of them comes up to you, and they say, Hello, my name is... It is not important, but this place you say, Udaelo, that sparks something in my mind. A memory, perhaps. Regardless, you are welcome here. And they shake Val's hand vigorously.
Val will return the shaking and say, You have been there, perhaps.
Perhaps, but I remember so little. As time wears on, so does the mind.
I know a bit of that, yeah. But perhaps if you know the city, then maybe you are kin. You do not look it, but...
And they just look at you a little blank-faced. What is kin?
I am kin. I'm Elveret. It is a type of being.
Very interesting. And they just turn and walk away.
Val looks at Ifran like, this isn't good.
Ifran just shrugs his shoulders, and he turns to Majeb. So, this is quite the settlement. Are you all from the same place?
No. Many of us come from diverse lands. I would not say one thing about one of us or another. Some of us are from across the sea, some from over the mountains. Perhaps a few of us are from this fell that you claim to be from. I would not know. I do not concern myself with such things. I only think of what would please the gods, and I do that. And I think inviting you to join our community would be one such thing.
We are honored, and we would happily join for the short time that we are here. But I believe it is best if we make our intentions known. We do not intend to stay here permanently. In fact, we hope to be gone from this place quite soon. There are very important things that we must attend to back home in the Fell.
Perhaps. But we all left something behind.
But the thing that we left behind is something of greater importance than any one person. In fact, the fate of all of Egadon may hang in the balance. Therefore, it is expedient that we return as quickly as possible with news of our travels to help our compatriots stop a plot that would bring about the end of life as we know it.
Ifran, you said your name was, yes?
Yes.
There are those who come here, and there are those who stay, and there are those who try to leave, and I would warn against the latter. For it is unsafe in the wilds. Together we are safe. But when we venture outside the confines of this settlement, something takes us. It it is only as a collective, together, that we are able to keep our sanity, that we are able to keep ourselves. When those who leave depart from us, they venture into the snow, into the frozen lands, and they become the Pale Ones, and they become monsters.
We do not wish to become monsters, but we cannot stay here.
You said you seek these stones, yes? These little rocks that you have. Majeb points to the largest of the huts, and fixed within it looks to be human skull in its forehead that is, ornamented above the entrance to the hut, is another one of these amber stones. We had one more just like it, but one of ours. A name... what was their name? I believe their name was Kun. Yes, Kune. Kune took it, thinking that they could leave this place. You have one. We have one. And Kune, somewhere in the frozen wastes, now a Pale One, has a third.
Well, it is very important that we retrieve the stone that Kune had. So, perhaps we should venture out to take it. For with 3 of these stones, we can leave this place forever. No more to fear what is in the wild. No more to fear the Pale Ones. You said, as long as we are together, that we will retain our sanity, that we will be strong. Then please, come with us. Join us in this task, and we can all leave this place behind.
I am sorry, but for some of us there is no leaving. There is nothing to return to. We are here, and we are happy.
But you do not know who you are.
We are who we make ourselves, no? I think whatever defines me, whether it be my name or what I was before, why should I let that be who I am today? Majeb is not the name that I crossed the sea with. It is a name I picked for myself. I have seen my reflection. I do not remember what I once looked like, but it is not as I look now, as we all do. And Majeb points to, again, the rest of this village, the few that are there, who, as I said, are identical. These featureless people.
Majab, I do not begrudge you your own experience, but speaking from mine, I lost myself. I was not myself for I don't know how long, and I did not enjoy it, and I do not intend to lose myself again.
And you believe then that these stones, Majeb points to the piece of amber lodged in the skull above the tent, can free you from this place?
That is what Ifran has come to understand, and I trust him, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Very well. Your intentions seem noble, though I disagree. I think you would be happy if you stayed. You would be safe. But if you wish to brave the Pale Ones, if you wish to find your way back to where you came from, then Majeb walks over to the tent and just reaches up and plucks the stone out of the skull. You will need this, if that is what you believe.
I don't know if it is a matter of belief and more a matter of, I don't want to say duty, that is the wrong word, but a calling. Some things that we have been asked to do that we cannot say no to.
Val of Udealo, do you believe in gods?
I don't know. I did not used to. I sort of thought that the religion of my parents was a bit silly. Kin are not religious creatures most of the time, but I have seen things and interacted with beings who are far above myself, and I cannot deny that those experiences are real. Whether or not those people are gods, I cannot say, but There are things in this world that are far beyond my comprehension, and I would like to understand them. And if that is worship, then so be it.
That is true. But what you have described are not gods. Gods are beyond our knowing. Simply that you can know these things. That you can touch them, see them. That does not make them God anymore. You, Ifran, you believe in gods?
There are beings higher than me, and there are many things which I cannot know, which I cannot understand. What one considers to be a god is none of my concern. But I do know there are beings with great power that seek to interfere with the affairs of mortals. Or better said, that seek their own ends, and they are willing to do whatever it takes to get there, regardless of who or what gets hurt in the process.
Then I will pray to my gods that you are safe on your journey, and that they bless your path ahead of you, that you may combat these pretenders, and one day find what true gods there are. I wish you well. I do. If you decide to enter the Frozen Vale, you cannot return to this settlement.
I understand.
Then I wish you luck. And that you find Kune, and that I do not wish death upon them. But I do wish that you accomplish your goal, for it seems important to you. I am sorry. We do not say goodbye often, especially to acquaintances as new as the both of you. Again, I can only wish you luck.
Thank you, my Jeb. I am grateful for your kindness and your willingness to take us in. And although our time together may be short, I wish you the best of luck in all of your endeavors. And I wish upon you peace and happiness. Farewell, my friend.
You truly wish to stay here, then?
Is that so hard to understand?
No, I don't think that it is. The world Drake is waking. Does that mean anything to you?
Majeb smiles, shakes their head. Nothing at all.
Well, then I suppose I wish you the best as well. Thank you for your help.
And Majeb, again, offers this stone to you.
I take it.
Okay.
And we depart into the great unknown.
The great unknown stretches on for a great amount of time.
That's why they call it the great unknown.
As opposed to the minor unknown.
Yep.
The two of you, as you take off, the settlement quickly fades behind one hill or another as you press onward in this never-ending tundra. As I said, the sun doesn't set. The sky doesn't move. The clouds barely stir. And as you go on and on and on, you grow tired and weary and hungry and thirsty.
As we grow tired, we sleep. As we grow hungry, we eat. As we grow thirsty, we drink. And day in and day out, we go onward.
And day in and day out, if anyone's counting, melds into months of travel. As slowly, but surely, the world around you shifts, changes. This tundra giving way to drifts of snow and frozen riverbanks. Eventually you come to what seems to be a vast ocean that stretches off into the infinite distance. And as you begin to follow its coastline more and more, the sand turns to rock, and the rock turns to ice, as you then travel along these great plains, frozen over for who knows how long. As you soldier on, braving these vast fields of ice and snow, you start to hear things. Both of you. Not audibly, but in your minds. Names repeated over and over. a single voice, as if reading from a list. It's slight, but it's there.
Do you hear that?
Yes. Perhaps it is Kuna. Or perhaps it is somebody who knows where Kuna is.
Whose names are these?
Do I recognize any of the names? Like, are they any of the names of the people that, like, whose voices I've heard in my head, or is it just, who knows?
You wouldn't be able to combine the two. You don't know the names of the voices in your head, but...
Cool.
And no, they're not names you recognize. Some of them are common human or kin names.
Yeah, a couple of Joshes, a couple of Brittany's, but for the most part, I do not know whose names they are. But at the very least, they are not our names, which I will take as a good sign.
They are not our names yet, you mean?
Well, if we are quick and about our business, then perhaps they will never be our names. I believe we should find whoever is saying the names.
Can I, listen? I was going to say listen with intent. I don't mean magically. I want to specifically pay attention to the voice.
You can isolate it in your mind and just listen to it grow in volume as it continues to list off these names.
If I, spin in a little circle very slowly, does it seem to be coming from any direction, or is it purely localized in my mind?
It actually does seem to quiet as you turn away from the direction you were moving, along this ice sheet nestled between, larger rocks and crags.
I think it is coming from that direction.
I can go investigate if you wish to observe from a distance. Perhaps it is best to conceal our numbers.
I can conceal my numbers in other ways. I do not wish to be alone.
Very well. Very well. Then, if you intend to weave some magic, you may do so, and I will remain by your side.
All right. Can Val cast invisibility on himself?
Yes.
Okay. Phew. He will do
However,
that. Oh.
as you do so, fading from sight, you feel this well of your power drain. Not entirely, but maybe a quarter of the way.
Val hates this. Okay. Panicking a little bit, but trying to keep that to himself. Just, hold on to Ifran's sleeve. Like a small child.
Ifran starts walking towards where Val indicated the voice was coming from. He's doing so carefully, right? He's being somewhat stealthy. He's not sneaking around, doing quick rolls from rock to rock or anything, but he is trying to keep his noise down. He's not whistling any tunes or anything.
As you patter along atop this sheet of ice, the great chilled sea crashing not too far away, you come across what looks to be some sort of structure embedded in the ice and stone. Its construction is ancient. Whether it was here when the ice was or long before, who knows? It's all just one thing now. Indistinguishable, as the ice has become a part of its foundation.
If I, when you're trying to locate where a sound's coming from, you turn your head side to side. If I do that, is that where this source seems to be?
Yes. And as you orient yourself again toward this small house in the side of this great cliff of ice and stone that then stretches up into the sky above you, this little front of a building, the voices echo from the darkened windows and doors, and finally you hear Valmes.
Oh.
Ifran. And then it goes quiet.
I do not care for that. I think Val's grip on Ifran's sleeve tightens very much.
Ifran steels himself, and he pushes forward.
Do you step through the threshold of this structure?
Yes.
As you step into this house, it is quite diminutive on the inside. The facade on the outside, like I said, wasn't like too impressive. But on the inside, you're confronted with a small room that stretches on for a good distance. It's a moderately sized room where maybe one would gather with family or such. There's a hearth in the back, unlit for quite some time. To your left, as you step in, there's a pillar that is made of stone, bits of wood, and, of course, ice, that separates another room where a flight of stairs twist around to an upper floor that is situated above the entryway that you can't see right now.
Ifran's going to look around, see if there's anything out of place, checking to see if there's anybody, and he's just going to kind of methodically go through the whole area and see what he finds.
Looking into this small living room that you're immediately confronted with, it is quite barren. Any furnishings that were there are long gone, and the walls, whether they were stone or wood at one point or another, are cracked and misshapen and interlaced with ice that has frozen and melted and frozen over who knows how many hundreds of thousands of years, possibly. Looking around, the floor is littered with bits and pieces of something. As you pick one up, Ifran, and turning it in your hand, it's small. It's just a little shard of something. You're not quite sure. It could be bone.
Don't like that.
Nope.
Don't like that at all.
I don't know if we should be here, Ifran.
I agree. Unfortunately, I get the feeling that what we seek is here, and we must confront whatever lies deeper within.
All right.
Be on your guard.
Is there any amber in and among these maybe bones?
No, it doesn't look like it.
Okay.
Ifran is going to move towards the staircase, and he is going to slowly and silently ascend.
Val will follow, still holding on to his sleeve.
As you move toward the staircase, out of this main room and into the little side room past this pillar, you peer upward, and you see a banister at the top of this little staircase, looking down upon the room in which you stand right now, and it's just dark up there. And as you begin to move upward, cautiously, you don't see anything that's too out of the ordinary. However, the further you go, you see that upwards now is a mirror of the room below where you first entered. Same dimensions and everything, just as barren, except for these small shards and pickings of whatever has been left behind, and a doorway leading to the back, the terminal end of this house that extends into simply darkness. For even up here, it's quite dark. There are no windows. The only light coming in is from the doorway proper.
Okay, Ifran is going to proceed, but he is looking everywhere, which includes the ceiling. I don't want anything dropping down from above, okay? I've played enough games to know how this goes. Alright, I don't want it to be, like some slobber coming down because nobody looked up. So he's looking around, and he's trying to see if anybody's here. He's also going to draw Iman.
Okay. Are the both of you on the second floor now?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think Val probably still has that hammer, so he's probably pretty good at using it now too. He's got that hammer in hand.
As you look out into this dark room ahead of you then, you hear a noise. A breath exhaled slowly, and you see it. This cloud of steam coming from the darkness just beyond that threshold of the next door. And then 4 elongated fingers slowly curl around the edge of the door. They're bony, white, almost translucently pale. Fingernails that are ragged, dirty, bloodied. And it starts to pull itself into the room. And you're greeted with a face on a head that is bald enlarged, misshapen. Its mouth gaping open, filled with cracked teeth. Its jaw looking almost broken as it sits, a little distorted, slacked, and open. Its face is completely gone. Where a nose and eyes would be is what can only be described, for your reference, like a grotesque skin graft.
Ugh.
And as it draws itself further into the room, you can guess, if you were to guess at its full height, it would probably stand at around 10, 12 feet. It's larger than you are. And as it pulls just its head and one of its arms into the room, it breathes again in your direction. And it whispers, Val, Ifran.